Hello all, this is Walter LaCroix with Blue Blaze Gaming, and I wanted to go over the combat for Starfleet Armada Rogue Adventures. After the first 2 weeks of release, this seems to uh, be the most difficult and confusing to master, so I am going to go over that, also show off a new feature of the combat, and then also discuss some of the things that are upcoming in the next couple weeks for Starfleet Armada Rogue Adventures. So first of all, we're going to go to our fleet, which is in this star system here. And we are going to, before you get into combat, first of all, you need to pick a target. The easiest way to find a target to battle, if you're not within distance of one of the races here, would be to go to a pirate outpost. And there's one right there. And these filters are awesome. This lets you search for everything that you could possibly think of. There's a few things that are going to be coming up in this as well, but for the most part, it's actually a pretty thorough way to search for objects throughout the entire sector. So we're going to go here.
Upgrade available.
Now, we got this message because we have enough resources to upgrade some of our ships in our fleet, which is good. You always want to do that. We can both do non-military and military ships. And we'll go in the star system, see what it looks like. We've got a pirate ship with just 2 small ships there, and 3 small ships in this fleet here. So it should be pretty easy victory. But we're still going to go and upgrade anyway. So you edit your fleet, and typically you want to make sure that your armor is completely full. This one's got 34 of 34 and 19 of 19. So these are all full. If any of these had anything missing, this button here would show up. You'd also see this up here in this red. This red represents that you have ships that need to be repaired. And if there's a red number here next to the fleet, or next to the crew, that would mean that you have crew space for crew in your fleet as well. So always keep an eye on those two. That's why they're in red, kind of to get your attention. So if any of these did, you could come here and just hit the repair all ships, as long as you have enough of the repair armor to repair them. So when you upgrade a ship, a couple things are going to happen. This is what's required. Ship upgrades require power crystals, gas extract, fuel extract, which all 3 come in 3 grades, exotic, rare, and common. And then a ship upgrade module. It's only 1 to go from a small to a medium, but then as you go from medium to large to huge, the number of modules increases by 1 each time. So what's going to happen is when we upgrade this, we're going to get another slot here for both of these. Our maximum crew and maximum armor is going to go up, and we're going to see all these stats change as well. So our damage will go up and so forth. So let's go ahead and do that now. So now we have an extra slot here, because a medium ship can have 2 slots, and then of course 3 would be for a large, and then 4 would be for a huge. We now can store 25 crew instead of just 17, and we now have 49 armor instead of 34 for the ship, which is good. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go and upgrade the cargo ship as well. Actually, let's upgrade the fighter carrier and then the cargo ship. Now that I've done that, I can add stuff. So I'm going to add a repair drone 2. Now a repair drone 2 can only be installed on a medium or larger ship. It cannot be installed on a small. So the 4 different sizes of ships correspond to the level of modules that can be put on them. And one of the things that we're going to be doing the next 2 weeks, probably in the next update, is giving people the ability to upgrade the modules from like a level 1 to a level 2 right from here. There'll be a little menu that pops up if this can be upgraded from what it currently is. That's something that we're working on right now. That would be really nice. And we'll add a smart bomb to this guy, because I love smart bombs. And another fighter squad to them. And a weapons generator. And a weapon pre-igniter. Awesome. What this does is when you start your battle, your weapons, both long and short range, will be 50% charged. Typically, weapons go into battle at no charge at all, so they take anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 seconds to charge up. These are the charge up numbers here. These are going to charge up quick because I do have a this which reduces the recharge time by 8%, so that's going to help with that. And let's go ahead, and that's good enough for now. And we're going to go ahead and get into a battle against the smaller fleet. Now, this is the message I was talking about. Because we don't have all of our ships fully repaired, we get this message that's letting you know that you need to repair your ships. And then from here, you can actually go into the same edit fleet thing and then repair all your ships. Same thing if you want to move crew around. I do want to add some crew to here and to here, so I'm going to take them out of here because they have the most, and actually out of here. And then if you right click, it'll fill them with everything that you have available. So let's get rid of 1, 2, 3, and then right click. Okay, now they all have a decent amount of crew, and they all have full armor. And one thing else I can do is the ship with the lowest armor is the ship here, the Science Special. So I'm gonna, I don't have enough space. I will add this to here though. This will increase, let's see, that'll increase the armor of the repair drone. So now when I send out a repair drone, instead of repairing 8 and 4, they're both going to do 6 more because you got 2 of these modules, so it's 6 more. So this one will repair 14, and this would repair 10. And these are all these objects are single use only, and the bombs, once they're used, they're gone. These are reusable. They stay with the ship as long as you have the ship. And that's actually, let's go ahead and upgrade the Science Vessel, and we'll add another that, and we'll add the armor reinforcement. Then we'll repair all the ships again, and now that one has more armor as well. Now I'm happy. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get into battle. Now our posture is kind of important, so before I explain this, let's go back to here, and then from here you can edit your fleet alignment. Right now we have our battle cruiser in the front, which is good, but I want to put it in the center. I'm going to move the cargo ship back. I'm going to put the fighter carrier up here so when it launches a fighter squad, it'll be closer. And then I'm going to put, which one has the most armor? It's only got 16 armor. That one's got 24. So let's move these 2 around, and then I'll put the Science Vessel there. And the posture is really kind of cool. In addition to being able to place them in spots, you can actually change the posture. So when you start battle, you'll either be further back or closer up. In this case, I know I'm going to kick their butt, so I'm going to go closer up. I'm going to hit done, done, and now I'm ready for battle. This kind of shows you what the ships are. This is the battle cruiser, and this is a fighter carrier. They have 1 vaporizer bomb and 1 fighter squad. They don't have, this one has very little armor, so that means it's probably taken some damage already. Yeah. What you'll notice is that with ships, sometimes they come into battle not fully crewed or full of armor. That's because during the course of their things that are going on with them, they might have already battled somebody, so theirs will vary as far as what they have compared to what their maximum amount is that they could have. So we're going to go and attack. Now what we added recently over the weekend was the path. This green represents my path. The red represents the path that their ship's going at. The reason ours is longer is that we know where we're going to go. At this point, we only have a vague idea of where they're going to go, and this will eventually be able to be as long as this. And that's going to be tied to a new relic system, which is being worked on right now. So we want to save some of these things that can enhance you for the relic system, because there's going to be about 20 relics. And basically the way the relics work is that you're going to end up finding a cave on certain planets, and then you're going to be able to take your away team into the cave, kind of like you do with the derelict ship and the distress ship, only it's going to be a cave, and it'll be the full size of the screen. and you'll be looking for certain things, and you'll find blueprints to build these somewhat powerful relics, and these are you'll need materials to build these as well. So that's kind of why we didn't want to give this off. We wanted this to be a relic that would allow you to see their entire path, which is going to be really pretty awesome. Change the path, you would right click, and then you can change the path. The space it takes the ship to turn is dependent upon its speed. The faster the ship, the quicker it will turn. So we're going to point this up here. The other thing we can do is we can do the aim all, or mass aim, and we can point them all this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go in here and change this one back to here, this one back to here, and then the fighter, the battle cruiser has a very long range, so I'm going to send it up the middle, so that way it can attack either ship. And then what you're going to do to unpause the game now, let me kind of explain everything around here. This is the list of all my ships. I can select the ships from here, or I can select them from here. Same thing with the enemy ships. The little icon here lets you know what type of ship it is. A fighter carrier and a battle cruiser, cargo, transporter, science vessel, and then the fighter carrier. So you can also click this to unshow or show the enemy paths. And if you have yours unclicked, it'll still show it if you mouse over it. So now it stopped because I have a weapon that's been charged. This ship here, short range, and this ship is in view of my short range. So when you click on a ship, these rings around here show you the range of your weapons. In this case, the purple is my short range. This is my long range. And the color also is indicative of the type of damage it does. And then the two gray are the range of any of the bombs I have in my ship's bay. And dirty bombs are really kind of cool. There's about 12 or 13 different types, and they all have different ranges. So that's why there's a long range and a short range. So if you'd have 4 bombs up here with all different ranges, it would only give you the furthest range and the shortest range of all the bombs that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit him. Now what I'm doing is I'm shooting, but because I'm at a side flank, I'm going to be getting a bonus to my critical hit. The top number is my chance to hit. The bottom number is my chance of getting a critical hit. Critical hits do 1.5 to 2 times normal damage. And I missed. Now his long range weapon is charged. So I'm going to see what I can do here. 61% with 12, 69% with 22. We'll do that. And it's gone. Now that it's gone, I'm going to move all my ships to here. Okay, 11 damage, not too bad. Now it stopped because my science vessel has its special ability charged up, or its bay ability charged up. And what it can do is it can set a research probe to gather up to 3 research units from the ship. So you can actually gain research units while you're in battle. This ship only has 1, so even though I can do 3, I'm only going to be able to steal 1. Different ships have different amounts, and as the ships get larger, they get more. And if you ever get a science vessel, enemy science vessel, it's going to have a lot. So sometimes it takes twice to get them. So I received 1 of that. So it's not really a battle function, but those are good to have early on because it does help you increase your research units. And then later on, when you want to go to the final battle, you probably would replace these with other ships. Okay, now this one, I got my fighter carrier. My fighter squad is all charged up, so I'm going to launch one of my fighter squads. And the numbers here, the top one is the armor, the bottom one is how many crew are on it, and then the number here, the 2, is how much damage that they do. Each level of these go up, so level 2 would be, more armor, more crew, more damage, all the way up to level 4. Level 4s get pretty hefty. Now, when you launch a fighter squad, they immediately become charged. So now I can take 2 shots. And you'll see that a fighter squad actually has a pretty short turning radius, which is nice. And we're going to go ahead and go here. Continue the battle. Okay, now my cargo ship is also charged, so it can use its repair drone. So what I'm going to do is, this ship took the most damage, so it's down 11, so it can do 30 armor, but it's only got 19. That's the one that was hit not too long ago. So we're going to repair that, and we're going to repair it with the 10. I don't want to waste and go with 14. You could, I guess, if you wanted to. It's just barely within my range too, which is nice. Okay, so now this is all the way up to 29. And the other thing, each ship also has a special ability slot. In this case, I have the armor immunity, which makes this ship immune to all armor damage. I'm going to go ahead and activate that. Not that they're going to fire at me, because I'm in their long range, so I'll do that just in case they fire at me. Took some damage there. Now you see that they're turning, so they're going to be coming. They're going to try to come behind here and flank me from the rear here. I also have my other research probe charged up, so I can. Oops! Oh, that's right. They only had one, so I can't steal anymore. I'm going to go ahead and turn him. And the other thing I'm going to do is use his short-range weapon to probably destroy him. Rear flank, nice damage. So he's down to 10 armor and 6 crew. If you're able, what happens is most shots do about 75 to 80% damage on the armor, and then the other 20-25% go against the crew. So there's a chance that you could kill all the crew without destroying the ship and still have armor left. In that case, that's when you would use your transporter ship, which is here, and use your transporter to transport your crew over to their ship and capture the ship. And if you disable the ship at the end of the battle, as long as one of your transporters still has an unused transporter, which is this right here, it'll capture the ship as well. So you don't necessarily have to capture it during battle, but it'll be captured as long as you have. And you also have to have a spot for it in your fleet. You have to have an open.
One of our fighter squads has been destroyed.
Yeah. And fighter squads, they get killed fairly often, but there are things you can do with your fighter carrier, like if you get a repair bay. Repair bays give you a chance of repairing ships that are destroyed during battle and still have them for the next battle. Typically, you get them back as long as if they weren't destroyed, they always come back to you. Got him. So that battle was pretty easy. At the end of the battle, it's going to give you a message that we were successful in defeating them. And then it goes to the results screen. So when you destroy a ship, it'll drop loot, and you don't have to pick the loot up at the time. It's automatically picked up for you. So in this case, we found 2 space debris which contained all these metals. So space debris is always metals. A green container would contain gases. The fuel container would contain raw fuel. If you had a blue container, that's usually dropped only by research vessels. That would contain some research units. And then a purple one would contain items. Plus, even if you don't have a purple container, you'll probably still get some items that you would normally get. So not all the items listed here are going to be from the purple container. There could be some that you get as well. And I stole 1 unit during the battle. And this is my cargo here, and that ends the battle. So that's kind of how the battle works. Having the paths for the ships to see where the ships are going is a huge plus now. And that, like I said, that's what was added over the weekend, and I'm hoping the players really like that, because it really makes the whole battle sequence a little bit more clear on how it works. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.